Okay guys, come with me to install a TGM high wall non-inverter split unit. We're taking out this Rheem high wall inverter because the condenser board was burnt due to high voltage. The supplier say they do not know when they will be getting any board and then board soon, but the customer really need his AC, so they are replacing it with a regular TGM unit. And we have to use a recovering machine to recover the freon out of the system because, like I said, the board was burned, so we cannot pump down the freon into the unit itself. So I have my field piece recovery machine, and this is how I set it up. My suction line goes to the inlet, and the yellow hose goes to the outlet into the recovery tank. I'm using my scale to measure how many freon comes out of the system. This takes some time for the system to recover the unit because of the size of the unit. As you can see, we're still in a recovery mode, and then we're going to change it to this TGM condenser. We'll be replacing that Rheem condenser over there. We already recovered all the freon out of the system, so we're going to remove this Rheem condenser and put in our new TGM non-inverter 36 unit. And this is our evaporator. We're gonna remove the straps, and then we're gonna remove the unit from out of the box that will be using the TGM unit. Is a very good system. I don't have any complaints as yet on the system. I like the style of it, the design of the system as well. There, my helper Miles is trying to give me a knife to cut the plastic, but I really don't want to use any knife at this time because I don't want to mistaken scratch the customer brand new face plate. So I just prefer to remove the plastic by hand. I'm going to give you all around view of the system. As you can see, we already mounted the condenser on the bracket. The previous installer was kind enough to leave us with a extended long discharge line, so I'm just gonna remove the excess line and use just enough to make it look a bit neat. Got my cutting pipe cutter, cut the pipe because I want to reuse the flare nut as well. On this particular system, it doesn't come with flare nuts. It comes with a plastic guard on each of the high and suction line, so we cannot use that. So we just have to reuse the old copper flare nut. And here am I deburring the pipe, clean out any excess pipe residue, so I can get a fairly nice flare of the copper tubing. And now I'm going to use my HVAC flaring tool. First, you got to put on the flare nut, because many times some people just forget to put on the flare nut and they flare the pipe and forget the nut, so and then you have to come and recut the pipe and do all of those work all over again. But so guys, just remind yourself to put on that flare nut on that copper tubing. My HVAC flaring machine is battery powered, but it gives me a perfect flare every time, so I prefer to use my HVAC flaring. So there I go, inserting the flare block into the mash flare tool. There my helper Miles is popping in just to say hi, to check see what I'm doing outside. So I tell him okay, so I told him to just go ahead and take off the evaporator on the inside, and he will be mounting up the new TGM evaporator on the wall. As you can see, perfect flare every time using my HVAC flaring tool and my HVAC recovering machine. And there is the finishing product of the TGM. As you can see, we have it mounted on the wall, and this is the finished product, the outside system. It's really quiet. The only thing I have problem with this particular system is this. Like I was saying, this is the final product of the installation of this system. I like how it turned out though. It's really nice. Hoping to install some more of the system.